Feel your smooth, clean conch slide across the ground. Learn to hop and break traction of your back. Track. Learn to break your back. Learn to fracture your back before you start power spins and power spins and power spins.
48 minutes of dogs barking. 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 Growl. Growl. 48 minutes of dogs barking. 48 minutes of dogs barking.
Dave Chappelle's back in the news.
Oh boy.
Oh boy,
Folks.
Dave Chappelle. Folks.
There
I was, thinking I was going to suck off Jim Carrey. Well, then, he said he was Andy Kaufman.
Which is a fine story on its own. It's a fine story on its own that he was like, oh man, that's weird. Andy's in, or Jim's in doing method or whatever. But then he's just like, and that's what trans women do. Like, fuck you, dude. Come on. It was a fine story without that. You didn't need that.
It is so disappointing how unfunny Dave Chappelle is, considering, like, literally 20 years ago, the funniest human being on the planet.
Yeah. I mean, without question. There was a lot of people doing what he did, but not like he did it.
It's just God damn it, man.
Yeah. That's really what it is for me, too. It's like, come on.
Like his last couple Netflix specials, I have watched them because I'm in the self-torture, and there's like 3 good jokes.
Which is a damn shame. Boy, I kind of wished there was a thing going around today too about Cat Williams just going off on people. He didn't care anymore. He's telling stuff about how, like, Cedric the Entertainer's not funny and he stole jokes, and so did Steve Harvey. Like, whoa, okay, all right, man.
I feel like Cat Williams is like one of those people that, like, when he passes, they'll do like an autopsy and they'll be like, lead.
Yeah.
Just a lot of lead poisoning.
Yeah.
It's just like, it feels like, was there a gas leak in this house? Gotta protect our comedians.
That's right. Speaking of gas leaks, it's 48 Minutes Dogs Barking. My name is Jason. This is Brian. We're recording remotely because, well, everybody's getting sick, and it's better safe than sorry. It's a wonderful 2024. It's our first episode of the year. Welcome to it. So, Brian, how has your first week of 2024 been going?
Better than my last week of 2023, I suppose.
Fair enough.
Back at work, I have some opinions about work.
Yeah. Well, I know a couple people who are having a really crappy 2024. Former President Bill Clinton. No, among them. That's right, folks.
I'm not sure if, like a deposition or something being disclosed by a judge that says that Bill Clinton likes him young is exactly, riveting. No,
it's not breaking news for sure. Yeah, it feels like we've known that for a while.
If there's grass on the field, play ball.
Yeah. Even if he didn't actually say that, it does sound like something he would say. So I kind of put that in the same category. Yes, a trove of documents released regarding a lawsuit between Virginia Giuffre and Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell. The Miami Herald sued to make them public back in 2019, courtesy of Sigrid Macaulay, quoted here in the Daily Beast. The world has been on watch since the summer of 2019. The Second Court of Appeals ordered the release of the records related to this. The public has wondered, and many have rightly demanded to know how Epstein operated his vast global sex trafficking enterprise and got away with it for decades. Questions of who enabled and facilitated him and who participated in that operation that resulted in unspeakable harm quickly surfaced. So we don't know everything, but we know that there's a lot of references to, honestly, like you said, kind of the usual suspects at Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Michael Jackson, which actually that one kind of struck me.
Yeah, because I don't think I don't think Michael Jackson was into abusing little girls. I'm sure he showed up and he was like, I thought we abused little boys. This is ignorant.
Yeah.
I'm getting off this island, Jeffrey. You're a little white devil.
I don't care if you got a submarine, Jeffrey.
Oh, yeah. And people are like getting up in arms about
Stephen Hawking.
First of all, it's not like he could get away. he is like the kid brother being dragged wherever everyone else is going. Like, you don't want to go see Uncle Buck with us?
They had to squeeze him into that submarine somehow. And the other one that really weirded me out was David Copperfield. That was an odd one. It's like
he made these age of consent laws
disappear. Yeah. Watch me escape these handcuffs, but not for that reason. Yeah. Prince Andrew, again, that's nothing we didn't already know. One of Clinton's besties, Doug Band. Again, it's Clinton. Glenn Dubin, which is this millionaire who's married to a former Miss Sweden. And, of course, Les Wexner, the guy who founded L Brands, which is Victoria's Secret, Abercrombie & Fitch, and a bunch of others. And, again, that's not been a secret either. So we didn't really learn a lot.
It's been a really great thing for people that do their own research, quote unquote, because you were texting with me earlier today.
Yeah.
Like, oh, should we do the Epstein files? And I'm like, I just walked into the office and my one coworker was convincing one of my bosses that Michelle Obama was on the flight logs or some shit.
Well, because, she used to be a man, and so
that was brought up.
Oh, I know. It's for some reason that just continues to persist for whatever reason. But the good folks at 404media.co have a handy 37 meg zip file of the documents, because a lot of the sites I tried to go to, Pacer crashed earlier in the day. There were issues with getting to them. So if you want to read them yourself, all 37 megs of them, and they are dry, boring legal documents, but by all means, 404media.co. They should be up there on the front page there with the links and such. So, oh boy.
We've been talking about this in one form or another since 2016, 2017.
Yeah, if not earlier, because some people, because you heard the phrase Lolita Express kind of bandied about before then and all that. And so, yeah, I mean, you have heard about it in some form or another. It was
something that I heard muttered about, but it wasn't until I want to say 2016, 2017 that it really became a thing, or it was a part of the wider culture, because I think with Pizzagate and all that, people were looking for the contrast of what's actually a conspiracy that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's
fair.
Well, there's this guy Jeffrey Epstein who looks like the sweatiest sunglass hut salesman you've ever seen, and apparently he just loves abusing children and hanging out with celebrities, and
yeah.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool. So the other big news of this year, I mean, again, it's only been a week into the year, but we've already had a major thing about copyright. Steamboat Willie entered the public domain the first time in 95 years. And people, of course, immediately did 9/11 memes with it.
Yeah, those are pretty good, I guess.
Most of it's all right. I mean, the 9/11 one got me just because it's that's Mike Beauvais here. Steamboat Willie, no. And then in parentheses, this is legal now.
I think what's really taken the wind out of the sails, has been all of the unfunny, oh, this is public domain now, so we're going to make a shitty video game that has the 88 in the title, and it's about killing rats, and you're like, huh.
Yeah, there was a game that was in development for a while called Mouse that got some attention.
Sure, yeah, that's been going on for a while.
I would say that one's been in the works, and that one is very much more in this style of animation. But yeah, what the heck was it called? It was something like Infestation 88. That's what it was. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's what it is.
First of all, Survivor co-op horror game. Ugh, tell me another one. It aims to infuse nostalgia with terror. No, you're doing a Steamboat Willie themed Five Nights at Freddy's. Shut the fuck up. If you look at the screenshots, IGN has an article up here. It's like, yeah, this is Five Nights at Freddy's with a Steamboat Willie thing in it. The IGN article even says you can set traps and utilize TV cameras to try and stay one step ahead of the... Ugh, God. It's one thing to be aesthetically into it. It's another thing to just be like, hey, this is a thing that's happening. Just feels weird.
That was a thing when I was in high school. I had a friend that was very big into that Mickey Mouse is supposed to be in the public domain 20 years ago, but because of the corrupt government and the lawyers, it's not going to be public domain, for 20 more years, and even then they'll probably find some way to get away with it. And, well, here we are.
I can't imagine how they let it go, but it's really odd because it's not Mickey Mouse themselves. It's a specific design, the first version of that character. So it's not even ha ha, okay, internet, we're having a time about it. When really the thing I think we need to be talking about is that there was a football game where they had someone dressed up like a Pop-Tart who then they sacrificed and ate in a ritualistic blood orgy, and no one's talking about this. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I saw this. My first introduction to this was one of the football players, something I saw on Twitter, was apparently giving an interview and said something like, the Pop-Tart man tasted delicious. And people were responding to this tweet with like, the fucking what? What, like, is this guy drunk? Something along those lines. You know, it's just like some, wavy-haired Alabama boy.
Yeah.
In the locker room. And he's like, yeah, he tasted good. And, like, what? And it wasn't until, like, next day I'm like, oh, that's right. That wasn't a fever dream. That was just something taken a little bit out of context. They sacrificed the Pop-Tart man to the serpent mother, and
it's just so wonderful. So the backstory is, this is courtesy of Parker Malloy over at the Present Age. The Pop-Tart's mascot, Strawberry, which is literally just a Pop-Tart with legs and arms. So there was a bowl game between North Carolina State Wolfpack and Kansas State Wildcats on Thursday of last week in Orlando, Florida. And yeah, they unveiled them. Strawberry, the mascot, was hanging out during the game. At the end of the game, they lowered Strawberry, the mascot, into a giant human-sized toaster. We're holding a sign like Wile E. Coyote that said, "Dreams really do come true." Waving at the crowd. And then a full-size Pop-Tart shot out of the bottom of it. And then the Kansas State University team, who had just won, are taking handfuls and shoving it in their mouths. It is so surreal. The video is there. ESPN College Football made sure to film the whole 2-minute insane bit. And boy, they sacrificed and ate him.
I'm not going to lie. I would eat the sacrificial Pop-Tart.
Oh, absolutely. For sure. Just to say that I did it, really. How often are you going to get a chance to do that?
And then Cheez-Its apparently did something very similar a couple nights later.
No. Now I have to say, okay, Cheez-Its mascot. Here. CNN, the headline, "A Cheez-It trolled a Pop-Tart and college football bowl season may never be the same." Huh? West Virginia University was subjected to their own brand of food horror. Cheez-It mascot. Here we go. During the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl on New Year's Day, Ched Z popped out of a giant Cheez-It box holding a sign that said "non-edible mascot." That's it? That's all they did? They didn't, I mean, they did the mayo bath on the other guy, but sign that just says, "You can't eat me," I guess.
You never got to eat me.
Whatever. Like, that's some weak sauce Cheez-Its. You're my favorite cheese-based cracker snack, and you need to step your fucking game up, is what I'm saying. Oh, that's not edible, Matt. No, any mascot is edible if you try hard enough, and Pop-Tart just proved it. I don't know why I feel so strongly about this. What an odd hill to die on.
It is. So I heard Green Day had gone woke.
Green Day has gone woke, Brian. Oh, boy. Here we go again. Yeah.
Such rebellious, revolutionary punk rock being performed at Dick Clark's New Year's Eve bash or whatever.
Ryan Seacrest's New Year's Rockin' Eve, which he did inherit from Dick Clark. Yes. They're performing a 20-year-old song. They're performing American Idiot, and they replaced the word redneck with MAGA. And that was enough to send everyone who supposedly was a fan of Green Day into a tizzy. At Steffi P4 Liberty, "As a punk rock girl, this turns me off. Stop bringing politics into music, ! Now, I understand, Poe's Law and all, this could very well be bait. I could very well have taken the bait on this. I will say that. But I did look at her account, and it seems she's very genuine about this and many other conservative topics. So, Christy Yamaguchi Main, of course, one of our favorites here, responds, "My favorite apolitical band is The Clash." Yeah, so who did you think they meant when they were talking about American Idiot there, Steffi? They were talking about you.
That song's 20 years old.
20 years old, yeah. 2003 or 2004, because that's when they were talking.
I know it's 20 years old because I worked at Guitar Cert 20 years ago, and I remember hearing that song for the first time over the PA and being like, man, this sucks. There's a lot of Green Day that ain't great.
Yeah.
But my favorite Green Day thing is, well, my two things is that Billy Joel has somehow gotten the right amount of plastic surgery to look timeless. Mm-hmm. Like he's always going to be a lacrosse freshman.
Yeah.
He looks like the kid that played on the lacrosse team that always wore crew socks way too high.
Okay.
And was really in the ska. And this is a man who's got to be, 60 now?
Let me see here. I have to look this up. 51.
51,
born in 72. So yeah, that's
wow.
For 51, pretty good.
I just don't know how long you can keep that shtick up. I mean, the guys from The Offspring are most certainly still doing it.
Yeah, but I think they've really changed as far as any kind of messaging in their music has gone. As far as I recall, there really hasn't been a lot of it in their music, kind of the inverse of what Green Day's done.
Sure.
Because I remember Green Day being like this proto-emo band in the early days, and then eventually leaning into political stuff during the Bush era, and then never really stopping. And honestly, that's kind of why I stopped listening to them. It's not so much that their politics were bad, it's just they were ham-fisted and weren't like clever about it.
I feel like anti-Bush politics were really kind of, particularly in music, were usually cringe. I remember I'll go back to talking about my time at Guitar Center. I was working at Guitar Center, and it was the same. It was 2004, 2005. This was like the height of the anti-Bush stuff. And I remember the guys from Story of the Year came in. It was the same day as Warped Tour. I remember that for some reason. They came in and they were talking to me, and they were so excited. They finished their record, The Black Swan. And it was, I think, their last record on Maverick, Madonna's label.
Yeah.
And they were so fucking excited. And the dudes from Story Year are nice guys, but I don't think I'm an asshole for saying I don't like their music.
No, I mean, look, tastes are subjective. Everybody's got their own thing, and that's fine.
They're nice dudes, but man, that was not like a band that people were happy to be like as a St. Louisan that was young.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's our band.
Yeah.
It's this and like Ludo.
Yeah.
And Ludo at least were a better band, I think. We had a bunch of really bad, crappy like screamo bands like Novella. Oh man, there was another one. But I remember the Black Swan getting absolutely eviscerated in the music media, because it's like, one, it seems like very tacked on anti-Bush sentiments. It's not a good record, and
right.
I don't know what the aim of this record is, considering that now that George Bush has won a second term, he can't run again. He's a lame duck.
Yeah, it was just a very like the Rock Against Bush albums, plural. There's even some like Rilo Kiley songs that directly reference Bush looking like a monkey, which was apparently the height of leftist politics at the time. It just doesn't age well. I mean, Reagan's always going to be a nice target. You can always dig up his corpse and piss on it, but I don't know about Bush.
Right, because I think a lot of the anti-Bush stuff, what makes it really kneecapped, what makes it really ham-fisted, is there really was no such thing as a like activated left in this country at that time.
Right.
Like, it really was like getting arrested outside the Monsanto sign. I think still like the only musician that really directly or indirectly did a lot of anti-Bush stuff, and I think most of it's still pretty good, is Soul. Life from Rome has a lot of implied overt and subvert anti-Iraq, anti-Bush stuff, but it's not ham-fisted. It's actually pretty well done. And Gel, who was also on Anticon, his 2006 record Soft Money has a lot of anti-Bush stuff on there, and actually he even has a song on there with, I believe it's Wise Intelligent, who got kicked off of his label in the early 2000s for saying anti-Bush stuff.
Just seems so toothless nowadays. I don't know. A majority of it. I mean, again, like Dixie Chicks, yeah, I guess. Well, speaking of weird bits about protesting your government, this segue is about as ham-fisted as a Green Day album. You're going to have to forgive me. For the Epstein curious, a recommendation I always have for them is to listen to this podcast called True Anon. It's Brace Belden, Liz Franzak. I got an email from them after putting my email address into a site that they had posted saying, "You're now signed up for January 6th." And I thought, oh, God, I'm on a list now somewhere. Fuck, what did you do? As it turns out, it was for a fucking board game.
You thought you were going to have Homeland Security visiting you.
I really did, yeah. I'm going to have YKS talking about me now, so I don't know which one's worse. So, yes, they're releasing a board game called Storm the Capitol, available on January 6th. So by the time this episode is released, it will already be out. It seems like a really tasteless, weird thing to do, but, I mean, whatever. I don't know. I don't know.
I remember on January 6th sitting at my job having nothing to do because it was the early January and that was the perennial slow time of the industry, sitting on my phone with my other coworkers who were also sitting on their phone just being like, see what's going on in DC?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny though.
Oh yeah, it is.
And then we had this truck driver from one of the freight lines who was a conspiracy theorist, and he was like, "Oh, you got to take all your money out of the same day. He's like, you got to take your money out of all the banks, and that they're going to freeze all the ATMs." And he would just come in and say this weird shit, and I'd just be like, "No, it's not."
Yeah,
I was like, he come in here and just be like, "You guys need to do this. You need to get on crypto," and like, "No, we don't."
You were doing the forums mod guy from a couple weeks ago.
I don't have to do anything, guy.
Exactly. So apparently it got the attention of some press there. Here's a quote of a quote. So in a podcast episode announcing the game's release, the host Brace Belden recalled seeing the riots covered in the news and saying it was, quote, the best day of watching TV I've ever had in my life. And you know what? I can't say it wasn't entertaining. I will say that. Definitely seeing documentaries later on. There's that great one HBO put out, 4 Hours at the Capitol, a few other ones that might have slipped through the cracks, but that one to me is one of the better ones. But I don't really think a board game is in good taste. But hey, you know what? Who am I to judge? Do what you want.
Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. Like, I don't know what's left to be done in the world of podcasting.
Yeah.
So, gotta keep people coming back to the trough.
I guess. And I guess it's the same with wrestling. That's right. That's the segue. It's the crypto scam of the week.
You're listening to 48 Minutes of Dogs Barking, the podcast.
And now it's time for the Crypto Scam of the Week.
Oh, we are talking about Nature Boy Ric Flair ringing the new year with a woo! The woo coin launches at midnight, his post says. The countdown is on, LFG. Woo!
Your woos are getting killed by your compressor.
Of course, yeah.
And I'm in a apartment building, so I just can't be hollering.
I'll pipe in some fresh Ric Flair ones in there. And to get to the website, it's official WOOOOO coin. So that's 5 O's in this woo. So apparently all the woos are 5 O's. If you're trying to spell it, I'm guarantee you there's going to be some sort of exploit or some kind of thing coming up with that. Like, oh, you went to the one with 4 O's and it's it's draining your wallet or whatever.
Yeah, there's nothing good. I just saw this and was like, oh, I got to bring this to Jason's attention. Ric Flair is, for all of his contributions to the industry, the sport, to the art of professional wrestling, is a famously broke ass motherfucker.
Yeah. He's no Ted DiBiase, is all I'm saying.
Ted DiBiase, with all of his legal troubles, or at least his family's going through.
I know, it's just because he was the $1 Million Man. He was,
yes. But, Ric Flair was also high styling, profiling.
Yes.
Was he stealing kisses and riding in limos and all of that stuff?
All of that stuff, yeah.
All of that stuff. I mean, like, him and DiBiase were both kind of like kayfabe living that life.
Oh, for sure.
In a lot of different ways. But Ric Flair, I feel like this isn't his first time shilling a crypto token. This can't be.
Okay, yeah, there it is. The Rumblin' Rooster Fight Club NFT. So that was 2021. And Rumble Rooster Fight Club, of course, not a thing anymore. Yeah, not great. This here from dailycoin.com. Billed as a commemorative token for Flair's faithful fans, Woo Coin is the pro wrestling legend's attempt to translate his bombastic personality into crypto form. Holders gain no specific utility beyond a vague association with the Nature Boy. However, the project's website mentions future access to merchandise, an energy drink offering, quote, exclusive experiences and, quote, free woo. So, Woo coin is an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain, fixed supply of 10 billion. The project aims to raise 1.74 mil in a pre-sale investor round through the collective contribution of 743 ETH. Details of the supply distribution are unknown at this time. Yeah,
it's
not great.
So right now, where it's sitting is not even a 50% increase from basically its launch. A market cap of 12.4 million as of this recording, liquidity 5.5, which isn't terrible. So we got only 314 token holders. We've got about 10 people with over 1% of the supply.
Yeah.
A couple people over 1.5. Yeah, this doesn't look good. This is not a good looking chart. This doesn't look like a healthy project. I'm sure it's going to fucking crash and burn, unfortunately. Fortunately, depending on how you feel about these things. I believe you got a scam that has passed and not one that is yet to come.
Yeah, we do have something courtesy of Molly White. Web3 is going just great. Scam Sniffer reporting. I keep wanting to call these wallet inspector scams because the team is wallet. Quoting here, someone had a not-so-fun end of the year when they fell victim to a phishing attack and around 275,700 link drained from their crypto wallet. These tokens are priced at 4.4 million. The attack was perpetrated by the Pink Drainer Group, which had recently compromised the Twitter account of Compound Finance to then lure those followers into authorizing the malicious drainer. They're exchanging the link tokens for ETH deposited directly.
Yes, so in the world of crypto, link holders and stuff are considered to be perhaps maybe the most down bad of all of the main token holders because it feels like they're always underwater. So they're always called link marines.
Oh, okay. Link marines. Okay, I got it.
So he's in
the link navy. He's in a link sub right now.
$4.4 million.
Yeah. So here's another guy who got by the same group, I think. That's Bill Lou 95 quoting here. I'm devastated, guys. I just got scammed out of 125,000 of stETH while trying to claim the LFG airdrop, and I'm the fucking founder of a wallet startup that's trying to improve wallet security. Well,
oh shit, he got fished on the LFG.
I can't believe this is happening. I saw article guide to the airdrop and followed the link to sign a message. I didn't even question it. I was using MetaMask instead of Nest Wallet because I had a test version installed. I don't want to seem like an asshole promoting his own product, but my wallet would have caught it. Fuck MetaMask, fuck my own stupidity, greedy ass trying to claim an airdrop at midnight instead of going to sleep. You have a point there. You're sleepy, don't go looking. So yeah, apparently it is lessfeesandgas.io is the scam site. lessfeesandgas.org is the real site. Just for those of you out there who might need to know that. It seems like important information, passing that along to you. But if any of those guys can got, it's just a matter of time before other people do.
I mean, a lot of people get got. Like that's one of the unfortunate elements of crypto not being regulated like other markets is that it is the Wild West, and it could be Wild West in some ways they're really interesting. But again, we live in a world where with artificial scarcity and greed and poverty, so people are always going to find some sort of way to get out of their circumstances, and usually means ripping off someone else that's a little bit less aware than them.
And it's never ending. I mean, we've got weeks and weeks of worth of material for this stuff. 75 episodes, and we have yet to run out of scams to report on because it just keeps happening.
The fucking bull market's not even fully back yet, man. Like I said, there's sometime this year we're going to be talking about something that is either going to be the next Bored Ape or will already have been the next Bored Ape as far as just the clusterfuckery, the amount of people getting scammed. I don't think NFTs are going to really be a thing again. I think maybe they'll bounce a little bit, but I think something with AI is probably going to be the next big fucking...
Ooh, yeah, feels right. Feels like it's primed. Yeah, feels like it's that time. All right. So you ready to do this?
Yeah, Jason, you ready to talk about probably the most useless and weirdest fetish on the internet?
Brian brought this to my attention, and for some reason, I never knew about this. This was new to me, so I was both pleased and disturbed. So this made the front page of Something Awful for the Awful Link of the Day back in 2004. The article courtesy of Ben Griesnan Platt. Car Stuck Girls. As an internet celebrity/god, I am exposed to all manners of bizarre, exotic, and pointless fetishes. And although I'm sure something will come along to make me eat my words, I nonetheless say with confidence that this site is dedicated to the single dumbest fetish in the world. It is an entire, extensive website devoted to the apparently erotic concept of women getting their cars stuck and trying to get them out again, especially by pumping the pedals. Car Stuck Girls caters to every possible desire of the 4 followers of this fetish, including different makes and models of cars, Jeeps, and sport utility vehicles, as well as girls pumping the gas with all sorts of footwear, including high heels, stockings, and even barefoot. It's the veritable cornucopia of the most bizarrely unerotic quote-unquote porn I have ever seen. So it is a website, 20 years old now, of girls getting their car stuck and struggling to get it out. And apparently this is very erotic. Apparently this is a thing.
I mean, I popped a blue chew and it did nothing for me.
Oh, the sponsor of this program. No.
It won a Webby in 2004.
It won a Webby! At the same time, we have covered stuff that has won Webbies, and I kind of went, it did? This has that same feeling. And the weird category, that is something that some other stuff that we've covered here has won. So I feel like maybe that category is a little bit looser in that regard. But I mean, you know, that wound up getting it mentioned in Wired magazine, so who knows? But yes, it won a Webby the year after it was created in 2003. A guy named Sven Goebbels. Oh boy. Watch out.
If I want to see you get stuck in the mud.
Sven Goebbels, Goebbels. That's how you say that, right? Sven Goebbels. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, Sven Goebbels, video production in Germany. This here from I believe it was a brief overview of what he's been doing. Day after winning the Webby, the first magazine was calling Sven to congratulate and ask for an interview. He got articles in Men's Journal and Maxim. Then he started working with German Telekom. They used the Car Stuck Girls video clips to offer content to their members. Bizarre. May 2008, Playboy UK started broadcasting Car Stuck Girls clips on their free channel, G4, also known as the International Sexy Lady Show. It uses our footage. So this is, I'm sorry, it's translated from German, so I'm still trying to get my head around it. But just, he's got a very specific thing, and he's kept it going, because the site's still there. You can go to carstuckgirls.com right now.
Yeah, and apparently it looks like a lot of content made on the salt flats, in Eastern California and stuff.
Sure. Well, wouldn't you? I mean, it's a beautiful place to shoot.
I mean, I've been to Badwater Basin. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my entire life. I never once thought about how hot it would be if a young woman in an Audi A4 got stuck.
Well, see, that's what sets you apart from this guy. Apparently, you can buy DVDs and Blu-rays directly from the site, by the way, with titles such as Daddy Bought a House for Me, Skylar's Snow Stuck, The Mist Party, A Car Stuck, and Some Mud Wrestling. That one goes for €49.
I do love here that in the DVDs for when it describes mud stuck with Ford Mustang convertible.
Oh yeah.
Rear wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It tells you what the engine type is. Yeah. But then if you click into the view details, oh boy, it not only gives you that, but then it also tells you location mud, or location snowy path, location muddy path.
Oh, she's not getting anywhere in the snow with this 350Z.
With all 417 horsepower, this says, she really makes the wheels spin. Yeah, she sure does. I don't know. these stills, I mean, looks competently shot like any adult film. I don't know. It's
not the worst work I've ever seen. Yeah, it's just this really feels like the final boss of like internet perversion.
Right, because it's really hard to say what the actual perversion is. I mean, the mud wrestling thing, I kind of get it, Squish and all that.
There's like car guy stuff going on here. There's like foot fetish stuff going on here.
Yeah, smashing on the gas pedal with your fancy shoes, sure.
And obviously there's like some situational fetishism here with like the trapped woman, the woman in distress, and unable to free herself from her situation, yada. But like, it just doesn't, nothing really hits. I guess I just don't have that evolved mindset.
It's not sexual. I mean, with the exception of obviously like, okay, mud wrestling, or maybe someone's wearing a bikini. There's a bit of a tease, but it's not in any overt way that one would think of that you would have to go to a special website to get the DVDs, right? You know, like
I don't know if you drop 40 bones on one of these DVDs if you're really getting. I just don't. It confused me 20 years ago. It still confuses me today.
Right. He has to be selling something because he wouldn't continue to put money into the project or keep the website up or any of that stuff. Like there's got to be a market for it. It's not for us, I don't think.
Yeah. Is he even on social media? No, I'm not seeing
I don't know. Madman.
But he also lets you know that if you need discreet packaging.
Oh, yes.
For your pornographic non-porn, he can help you out with that.
Oh yeah, my favorite one is that he says it's the software design package, and then it shows you what it's going to look like, and the discrete cover label software design is just CSG FTP, the best way to transfer files. Like, okay, I can certainly see absolutely no one wanting to look at that. So I mean, it's clever, it's well done, but again, this isn't porn. I'm sure someone's wife could get the wrong idea or the right idea, I guess.
I would be terrified if my significant other found this.
More than if they found something like one of the shock.jpg videos or something.
Yeah, I think like crushing videos would upset my girlfriend less.
Oh, yeah.
Than
boy.
Perplexingly obtuse. Is it erotic?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Odd.
It's just always been kind of like a fucking killing time conversation thing I've used with people over the years. It's like, there's a website that's just women getting their car stuck, and I think it's supposed to be horny, but it also seems incredibly not horny, and people are like, what?
When did you first kind of stumble upon this? Was it from the Something Awful article?
I think it probably was from the Awful link of the day,
wow.
And I'm sure there was a discussion like in Phat or something about it. But yeah, like I remember checking it out and being like, oh yeah, it definitely does what it says on the box.
Sure.
Like it's women getting stuck, and like this, they're, oh look look how muddy she is, look at how muddy her shoes are, and like she's in this.
There's a lot of Squish stuff that is involved there. It feels like he's trying to cater to a lot of different demographics all at once. There's the guys who are horny for women in cars. That's always been a thing since we've had the Snap-on parts calendars. Okay, you got that. Squish, which is all the mud and all that, which is a whole thing. But the introduction of the car being stuck, it feels like that's a setup to go somewhere with the eroticism that just doesn't. Just like the car, the eroticism doesn't go anywhere. I don't know.
So the Ford Mustang makes a couple of different appearances in the overview.
Was it the same Mustang?
No, just different models.
Okay, so
the Mustang itself.
Okay.
The Mustang itself is, I want to say, probably in a good chunk, if not like a third of the videos, just perusing here casually. Which makes me think about how when I was in school, home from class, because I end school suspension because I probably slammed some kids into a locker and cracked his nose or something because he called me gay.
Okay.
Anyways, that's this kind of life I live. But so I'm at home watching daytime TV, and I think Jerry Springer came on daytime TV, and the thing was like, I'm in love with my car. Oh, and it was like a dumpy early 30s car guy who the bit was that he had married his 98 Ford Mustang. They show this video of him at the gas station with the car, and when he goes to put the fuel pump, they blur it out.
Oh, I knew where that was going, but I couldn't believe that they committed to the bit.
They get to the, and the guy's even kind of like going in and out.
No.
With the tip of
gross. VW Beetle makes an appearance multiple times, which I didn't expect for like a car fetish thing. I don't think people thought those were very sexy.
What gets me is that you'd think there would be like some sort of throwback, like vintage retro thing with the Beetle, but it's just
it's just a.
It just looks like someone that like shopped at Kohl's in like 2006.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few with the Ford F-150 and okay, Muddin, that kind of tracks. There's a Hummer H3 from a video from mid-2000s. So again, that's relatively new car. Okay. A Nissan Pathfinder? I don't know anyone that thinks a Nissan Pathfinder is sexy in any way that I can fathom. A Chrysler Crossfire. Like, what?
Misty got her Pontiac Aztec stuck. Look as she walks away immediately and never look back.
Lights a match in the hopes that there's a gas leak, but no such luck. And I'm guessing these are rentals, right? I'm guessing it's one of those things where you like rent a cool car and you do a shoot with it and then you return it. But if they're genuinely stuck, then it's like, okay, now you got to get somebody to unstick this car. It seems like a logistical nightmare just trying to shoot any of this. Like, you're going out in these weird conditions. You know, it's all natural lighting. It's all, I don't know, it's dedication to the craft at very least. But there's like bits where they're taking a Jeep into sand dunes, and I'm like, man, that's a nightmare. That's something oh God, you couldn't pay me enough. Stand stuck with a Yamaha Rhino. Okay, well at least that's an ATV. That's a 4-wheel drive. So that doesn't even make logical sense. How the hell are you going to get sand stuck in that?
Maybe it's because women aren't smart.
You know what? I think that's part of it too. I think that's a big part of
these damn broads are out there taking their daily drivers. They think they have a shortcut to the nail salon and to the low-fat yogurt store.
Oh,
but no, they got stuck. These ditzy broads.
No, I can't say I've ever seen any of these videos, so I can't tell you if they act
you
like ditzy broads. No, I have not. I'm sorry. I'm just seeing stills here on the website. This one woman driving the Beetle with the mismatched color, where like the bottom quarter panel is the wrong color. She just looks like she's on her way to work at Marshall's and she's mad about it. It's not even, you know.
I mean, I knew a few people that worked at Marshall's. They didn't seem too happy about it.
Fair. And then the same model is in the Jeep Cherokee. That's Denise, by the way. Barefoot pedal pumping with muddy feet, Brian. Minutes of walking through very deep mud got her stuck herself too. Smoking tires and spinning wheels. A lot of rocking and spinning. Oh, here it is. A preview video. Oh, my day is saved. Insecure download blocked. Yeah, thank you, Chrome. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave that be. That's fine. I don't need to get a Trojan on my work computer for a Car Stuck Girls preview. Nothing personal, Sven, there, but maybe later. I don't know. I'm debating. Like, do I have the kind of spare change to throw at this as a project? I'm dreadfully curious. €49. Okay, hold on. €49. 53 United States dollars. Is it worth it for a bit to pay $53?
As someone who is patiently waiting for their paycheck to hit their account because they have less than $50 in it.
Definitely not. Yeah, I would definitely not. Just anyway, Car Stuck Girls. Apparently, you know, it's like I said. Apparently, it's still going. Won a Webby. Wired magazine talked about them. Here's the actual report from Prescient Digital talking about Best of the Web 2004. Best Weird, Car Stuck Girls, carstuckgirls.com. Either the entries weren't very good or the judges got bored, but the winner of this year's Webby in the Weird category is a little site called Car Stuck Girls. As far as grading web best practices, design, usability, content, likability, and general interest, the site sucks. The website features inexpensive and scantily clad models trying to extract their respective cars from mud pits, snowbanks, large puddles, etc., and that's all the site features, pictures and videos with stuck cars. Yes, that's exactly it. Now, the site also kind of lives on in spirit. There is a subreddit with the exact same name, Car Stuck Girls. It's sometimes even stills from Car Stuck Girls. It has not been updated in quite some time. The last update for Car Stuck Girls, the subreddit, it was a mod post saying, our Car Stuck Girls needs moderators and is currently available for request. So, could it be you? Could you, the listener, be the next mod of our Car Stuck Girls? Hit him with a DM. I don't know. Oh, Lord. No posts in about 6 years, though, so probably not even going to be bothering. All right, so to go from non-sexual fetish content to some actual sexual fetish content. That's right, I hit you with the bait and switch. It's Shock.jpg.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Shock.jpg.
Oh, Brian. It's this one, honestly, again, much like we've talked about on the show, your tub girls, your goatsies, they're very old and familiar. And this one, I was reminded of it recently, and same thing. It's greeting an old friend. This one goes by the name of Super Sucker. Used to be supersucker.com, but of course that site's taken down now. Web archive, doing the Lord's work.
Oh, it's Steve-O.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I'm here sucking my own dick.
Yeah, kind of. So it is I always thought it was...
Knoxville can't even get past his ribs.
I always thought it was Guy Pearce. Yeah, so it's a very flexible gentleman on some sort of... I don't know if it's a divan or some sort of chair, but he's got his legs crossed behind his own head, arms holding on to the chair for dear life, his eyes closed, glasses on, and he's got his dick in his mouth. That's pretty much it. So if you go to supersucker.com, back in the day, you would get this, and then it would be, you fucking suck. And then it was, congrats, you simply sucked. Last 50 super suckers came from, and then it did have where they would log where your IP was from, and so they had a list. It's no longer functional, but it would say like London, England, or whatever. It'd give you a list of the last 50 visitors to the site, where they're from. Not necessarily where their, what their actual name was, but yeah, it's real fun. Fun to fuck with people.
Just a cute little bit of old internet history. There's a link down at the bottom to where's Santa Claus?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is actually great.
Yeah.
So the where is Santa Claus, right? So I click it, sends me to a radio button. You click it,
TraceSanta.com. Okay.
TraceSanta.com, and a ruffle window comes up.
Oh boy.
And so it does like a fake GPS, satellite, object found, it's zooming in, and then eventually comes to the classic Photoshop image of a child crying in front of the tombstone that says Santa on it. And I'm like, you know what?
Holy shit.
That's pretty good.
Oh my God.
That's some old school internet humor.
Oh my God. One feature of supersucker.com that I found was really funny is that you could make it custom. So you could include the person's first name and last name of who you were sending this to. Where this says, comma, you fucking suck, that would be that person's name. So whatever name that you put. So apparently they had the URL set up to, if you put firstname.lastname.supersucker.com, it would be like, Jason Robinson, you fucking suck. And then it'd show you this guy. And so, wow, what a... That's advanced trolling. You're getting someone on a personal level. It's like including their name on a "You're the Man Now" dog page. It's like, this is personal.
Yeah, this is the precursor to the Facebook hack spam of such and such just died in a car accident.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. Super Sucker. Wasn't there a band called the Super Suckers?
Yeah. Believe it or not, my former boss was going on to me about one time about how he was going to get them to play the venue he used to co-own.
Oh man. Oh boy.
For his anniversary to who is now his ex-wife.
You think if he'd got Super Suckers to play that they wouldn't be divorced?
I think probably, it's all going to be a matter of public record probably within the next couple of years, but yeah.
That's right, because they had that album, Motherfuckers Be Trippin'. Okay. Because I walked around saying Motherfuckers Be Trippin' for about a year after.
I forgot. There's a guy in that band named
Eddie Spaghetti. Oh, boy.
And Metal Marty Chandler.
As opposed to non-Metal Marty Chandler, which is a very different guy, I guess. I guess it's time for the breath mint, Brian.
It's time for your mom's favorite part of the show. It's time for the breath mint.
That gentleman in Super Sucker is going to need one. Oh, boy. That is if he busts in his own mouth. I don't know.
Hey, guys. Stevo.com with hot sauce for your dick.
Enjoy the taste of your own emissions, yeah. He would make your own D hot sauce.
Yeah, I mean, well, he already has hot sauce for your ass.
Oh, that's true.
You're not well versed in the Steve-O lore like I am.
No, I never was a Jackass guy.
Oh, absolutely love Jackass.
I saw the first movie, and that was about it. I didn't really watch the show. I didn't know any of it. I know a lot of them were like ex-skaters and like metalheads and stuff.
Skaters
like,
and snowboarders,
yeah.
people that worked in like the media side of that stuff. Seeing Jackass at like a 10:30 a.m. screening the Saturday after it came out at Jamestown Mall.
Right.
Probably one of my favorite moments of ever being alive. There was maybe only 50 people in there, but everyone was losing their goddamn fucking minds. Like, you could hear the seats shaking from people laughing.
Just losing it.
Particularly with the climax of the movie of Ryan Dunn putting the toy car up his
Yes. That definitely is an image that will stick with you. Right.
Oh, it's just so good with the doctor just being like, you go home and you don't tell anyone. Okay,
because I grew up in a bit of a different skate scene, and like the skate videos that you would see, that I would see would be like the Search for Animal Chin or stuff like that.
I'm a little bit younger, so my skate videos were like, all the really edgy 90 ones, like jump off a building and
Thrashers compilations.
Yeah, Blind had one that was really Video Days. Video Days was like the first like really big skate or street skating skateboard video. The Blind came out at like 91 or 92. But yeah, I have a friend I would skate with. The thing you would do is you go over to your friend's place, you watch like a skate video while you're like hanging out, like, and then you're like, let's go skate.
Yeah, you get hyped and be like, okay.
But he also had like all of the CKY stuff, all of the Big Brother stuff. So I saw a lot of that stuff kind of early as far as like a kid in the Midwest in the early 2000s goes.
I was going to say, yeah.
So like Jackass was really like up my fucking alley.
That was
like, it's like, it's skateboarding and it's pranks. And
yeah, because a lot of the skate videos it wasn't really pranks. It was just like Bucky Lasik doing shit for half an hour, and like every once in a while they do like a skit.
Yeah, but that's how it like transitioned.
I definitely can see it. I can see how it went from like, okay, rather than doing a whole movie around this footage, let's just fuck around and hey, I dare you to do this. You're like, it makes sense. Like these guys would definitely they're already torturing themselves by throwing themselves on the ground all day.
Sure, I mean there's so many skate videos that have like footage that breaks up people's different video parts or breaks up different parts of an individual skater's part. That's just like, footage from like a house video where like one guy's sucking on some girl's tit or something, or like, because I want the listeners to know about this because it's really amazing. Gen Chem skateboarding or Gen Chem mag, they were posting videos from this
Gen Chem, the fake get high by huffing doo-doo.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. By the way, if you want all 6 of the DVDs from Bones Brigade, it is $125. It includes Future Primitive. It includes Public Domain, which is a fucking wonderful. Ban This, and the Search for Animal Chin, which I referenced earlier.
Like Gen Chem magazine on YouTube kind of really are holding the fire for a lot of good and weird things of skateboarding culture, old and new. And there was this crew out of like Canada that were just randomly submitting video parts to Gen Chem, and they published one video. I'm trying to find it here. It was fucking beautiful because it's just like, it's just like dudes skating and it's like real gnarly, hard and fast. And then it's like videos of them like stealing shit from a store. And like there's one thing where it's like one guy like lifts up his shirt and a frozen pizza falls out. And you're like, this fucking rules. Or like a guy taking an SUV and like just like careening through like a skate park and like fucking Forerunner.
Oh man. I'm on the Jankum site now because apparently there was just released Time Scan 2 a home video with 54 different skaters from all across Japan. I gotta see that.
Yeah.
That's
I gotta check that
Rob
out.
Taro out there. Yeah.
One of the videos the folks at home can check out is Horny Mom Busts a Fat Tray Flip. I think that might be the one I was thinking about. I'm just kind of skating through it right here, but yeah, just because what I remember most about skateboarding was how much it was fun to go out and skate with my friends, but also when you got bored of skateboarding, like the shit you would do.
Oh yeah.
Like take a newspaper box and put it in the middle of a parking lot outside of a Dollar General, and you're just fucking skating the fucking post dispatch box, and like two dudes that look like serial killers roll up in a fucking beat up F-150 with like a newborn baby in between them to just like start shit with you because like you're skateboarding, and you're like, I don't know, man, shouldn't you be taking care of that kid, not worrying about what we're doing? And he's like, I'll fucking call cops on you. And it's like, we were skating with this one guy that used to be sponsored once, and this shit happened, and he was like, I will fucking flip you in the nose and you will turn to dust, old man, and then I will snort your fucking ashes and spit them into a fucking toilet. And this guy was like, I'm gonna fucking leave. And he's like,
Good.
That's right, motherfucker, I'll kill. No, he straight up said, motherfucker, I'll kill you.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's just how you had to be, like, particularly in the Midwest. Like, if some fucking weird, old, crunchy dude would come up and, like, just start shit with you for having a skateboard, you would have to literally be, I will eviscerate you and kill your bloodline. I will steal your child's fucking college fund, and I will spend it all on fucking silly string. I mean, you would. I mean, I would. I would have, as a fucking 15-year-old, have to tell grown-ass adults, I will rip your asshole open, crawl inside there, and leave a fucking banana peel in there, and your ass is going to smell like a rotten banana. Just get the fuck away from me. I'm just skateboarding.
Oh man. Well, I definitely am going to have to do some homework now. I got some Jenkin videos to watch.
It is weird to think that skateboarding was this weird, subversive, antisocial thing to like adults in the 90s and like the early aughts, but it was like, gosh, you're skateboarding. Next thing you know, they're going to be worshiping Satan and watching Roman Polanski movies.
Well, you know, a lot of skateboard companies didn't really exactly lean away from that image either. I mean, Serial Killer and Toy Machine had just fucking, you know, they're just like, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, we love Satan, and here's some porn stars on our skateboard. Why not?
Oh, yeah, like hookups. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they didn't shy away from it, but I think that was also kind of just riffing on, like, your stupid parents. Your gullible, stupid parents that believe everything they see on Sarah Jessica Raphael
Sure.
and on the 5 o'clock news and have no idea what's actually going on in the world.
Right.
Here's this skateboard with a big titty chick
Right.
with a pentagram shirt, also sucking on a popsicle that looks like cum.
Yeah. The film, the video, it is called Horny Mom Busts a Fat with a PH Tray Flip.
And there's also another one, I believe, from a similar, if not the same crew, called Weed is Tight.
Okay.
Which is also a phenomenal name for a skate video.
I know that back in the day, Larry Flint had a skateboard magazine. I cannot remember the name of the magazine.
Big Brother.
Okay, that's what it was.
He
Big Brother.
Hustler Publications or whatever bought it. And kind of the last couple years of its existence. There is a documentary
About Big Brother?
Yes, there is a documentary that I absolutely positively recommend 110%.
It's Dumb, the story of Big Brother magazine. Yeah.
It's so fucking good. It is the genesis of so many things that became part of the mainstream pop culture 10, 15 years later.
Oh, this says it actually spawned Jackass.
Yeah, a lot of the Jackass guys, because you had like Bam Margera and the CKY crew on the East Coast, and then you had Big Brother, Johnny Knoxville, a couple other people on the West Coast.
Oh, see, I never knew they were related. Okay.
When they were like seeking out Steve-O, they went to like the flea market where he was doing a circus act to be like, hey, we're putting a crew together.
I love that. I love hearing that shit. So, aside from skate videos, what have you been listening to, watching, enjoying this week? Anything new?
It's been a couple of weeks since we've done a normal episode.
It has.
So my girlfriend and I, Friday before Christmas, went to go see this history of hip hop thing at the St. Louis Art Museum.
How was that? I want to go.
Man, it was really, I bet it would have been really cool to have gone when it first opened, when they had like people breakdancing and DJing and stuff. Kind of seeing it like the week before Christmas kind of puts a different context and stuff. Cause like, oh man, like I'm seeing like some Dapper Dan suits. I'm seeing Lil Kim's wigs and some other stuff that was really neat. But then like you would be standing behind like this really, really, really cool evocative photograph of like two dudes like in the dirty South with like their fucking grills and shit. And like, you know, this is just like a fucking great like early aughts photo of like hip hop culture. And there's like a stuffy white couple just being like, I don't know about this. This is weird. And which my girlfriend, who's mixed, after we left, she was like saying like, I don't know, I feel like some of this, I think just letting anyone come and consume this material is kind of cringe. Like people don't have the right, because America, particularly people who might come to an art museum the week before Christmas, might have some really fucked up biases.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was kind of feeling that, like, you know, whatever. I'm not going to pat myself on the back for being like a white guy from North County and not being as shitty as other white people I knew growing up. But like, I know how to act.
Yeah.
When I know this shit ain't necessarily for me. Like, I mean, it's being presented to me.
Yeah.
But it's not for me to judge.
Well, I mean, technically you are the target audience, but yeah, I understand.
Right.
Like it's not a culture that you are from, or you know, have a lot.
Yeah,
of,
I sat my ass down and listened.
Good. Yes, as you should.
But for me, it was kind of, for as cool as it was also kind of surface level.
Sure.
Like there was a lot of Jay-Z, a lot of Tupac. It felt very much like it was, what you were being shown was heavily suggested by donors. And donors might be people who are trying to propagate their own agenda about hip-hop. But I did get to see Pharrell's hat.
I thought that was a joke. But no, I'm looking at it. It's real, yeah.
It was really his buffalo hat that he wore at the Grammys or whatever. And it was on loan from Arby's.
That sounds like a shit post.
No, it is an absolutely real thing.
Looks like there's some Basquiat. Maybe not.
Yeah,
an actual,
it felt very
Basquiat.
New York heavy, which...
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people say New York was the birthplace of hip-hop in America.
But there was there's so much else. I mean, like, it was cool. It was cool to see because St. Louis feels sometimes like a very square city, particularly when it comes to things like hip-hop. My girlfriend said something along the lines when we were leaving, like, you know, it would be really cool if there was an exhibit like this that was, like, just for black people, like no white folk. And I'm like, yeah, I think that probably would be for the best.
I know it on paper it might sound odd to say that, but I get what you're saying.
Particularly, like, knowing how people act around, particularly white people act around things like black culture here in St. Louis. Like, this was kind of like a little bit of an ice pick in my ear. Like, we were getting near the end of the exhibit, and there was a painting on the wall that was used for a cover of some record. I can't remember off the top of my head. I recognized it, but it was kind of the time getting a little fatigued. Too many people around me. I'm like, all right, I'm kind of losing fighting spirit here. And these two young white kids, they gotta be like 16 or 17, dressed in like these full body, like fucking day trader trench coats or like overcoats. They look like they were mouth fucked by a CBC fucking diploma.
Okay.
Like these, like, oh wow, like these are some waspy ass motherfuckers. That, like, privileged ass white kids. They ask an older black man, hey, can you take our photo? And they like fucking post up in front of this fucking painting. And the guy is like, oh yeah, man, get it in, you know, get the, you know, fucking, yeah, you know, being encouraging. And he got some cool shots, and he hands the phone back, and these kids, like, their day is fucking made. And one of them, as they're walking away super fucking excited, one of them says to the other, like, did we look hard? And I'm looking, and like I'm the only white guy in the immediate vicinity.
But even you know.
Oh, even I know this is an absurd fucking thing that just occurred. And we're all looking at each other. Yeah. You know, like, just what the fuck was that? like there was nothing like negative about it. Like there no. But it was just like there's a little bit of self-awareness that those two young did not have.
Did not have it. Yeah.
and maybe one day they'll look back at that and be like, maybe that was a little whack.
Hopefully.
That was my big cultural exchange thing. And then that same
cool.
night, I took my girlfriend to go see Clownvis because it was our anniversary
wow.
Saturday. And it was her first time seeing like Clownvis do like a real performance. She had seen him open up for Ludo Halloween or Ludoween earlier in the season. You know, it was fun. I hadn't seen Clownvis perform live for probably since like 2015 or 2016. It was fun. I enjoyed it, but there's things about his act that have changed. I know he had to change for good reason, but it's not as I don't know if edgy is the right word, but it's not as subversive. Like it used to be kind of a little more vaudeville, a little bit more naughty, a little bit more theatrical, and this was a lot of him kind of just talking, doing segues between songs.
Okay.
And he used to do like these bits that were like fucked up magic tricks and stuff like that. And he used to have burlesque girls, which is fine that he doesn't have burlesque girls anymore because I think we're all pretty much burnt out on burlesque.
Yeah,
but
that's kind of, that ship has sailed, sure.
But there used to be like a real rhythm to it. You would kind of be like, oh, okay, because I mean, for as much shit talking you can have on burlesque, St. Louis did have some really talented burlesque performers that all realize that like, wow, St. Louis is a real fucking dead end. I need to go to
this
like
is not the
New
place
Orleans.
for that. Yeah. Did he do "Don't Be a Bitch or You Won't Get Stuff for Christmas"? That's my number one Christmas
and you know
song.
what? That song's fine. I think it's fun. And he also doesn't have the Mafia anymore. He doesn't have Teddy Longsworth. He doesn't have his vertically challenged manager anymore, Harville P. Toughnuts. It's just him. and I kind of missed the fucking crew vibe. And he still did Jesus Christ Eating on a Chicken Wing, which is
you can't not do that song. Yeah, that's
probably my favorite Christmas song.
I don't know. Don't be a bitch or you won't get stuff for Christmas is pretty good for me.
Pretty good.
I like those very much.
I don't know. It's a weird thing because it was a blast and people had fun. It was a good crowd. It was a little warm in the venue, but whatever. But it sucks having seen him perform so many times to be like, wow, that was pretty good. But I wanting to tell my girlfriend like, oh, you should have seen him like 10 years ago at the Foxhole. Yeah,
you don't want to say that though because you don't want to shit on a good time. So
oh well, you know me. I only shit on a good time, so I'm pretty sure I said something like that. But it was good. Clownvis is great. If you have an opportunity in whatever dead end town you live in to see Clownvis perform, absolutely, positively do it because
for sure,
it's a very singular type of experience. Even though I have obviously talked about how I think there were things of the past that I wish were still present. From beginning to end, it was still a fucking great time. A lot of great laughs.
Oh,
but he's also been doing Clownvis for like 15 years now.
I was going to say, it's been a long time. I just started following him on TikTok, and that's an interesting. Oh yeah, he's got
Clownvis to the Rescue.
That's the one.
Live video / podcast he does, and he stays really active. He's on 105.7 The Point quite a bit. I remember him getting in trouble a couple of years. This is like 10 years ago because he was on The Point, and he was just like making some offhand comment about being somewhere and there was like a home for like a boys home or whatever, you know, like for troubled kids. And he called them tiny convicts.
Oh, I don't know. That's pretty good.
When he came back from the commercial break, he's like, yeah, I just want to say something here. I want to take back I want to apologize for using the phrase tiny convict. Juvenile delinquency is a serious issue and I shouldn't be making light of it. And so every time I hear something about like children like being in juvie or something, I go, tiny convicts.
Tiny convicts, yeah.
What are you beginning into?
Over the holiday, got a few games for Christmas, so picked up a few things I've been kind of chewing on. The big one is the Metal Gear Solid collection. That's all the first 5, the 2 NES games, and then the 3 Metal Gear Solids. Because Metal Gear Solid 4 is still stuck on the PS3, and Metal Gear Solid 5 is its own beast, and they probably didn't want to include it in this collection. So, Master Collection Volume 1. Really enjoying playing through the first Metal Gear Solid again. Kind of bummed that this collection didn't do any kind of upscaling or anything like that. So I'm like on a PS5, I'm playing a PS1 game and it looks like a PS1 game. But aside from the graphical stuff, which is just, it's artifacts of an older time, it's still just a solid game. There's really not much to say about it. It is odd to use a touchpad instead of select to open the codec, and a few other things that have kind of had to be fixed because of the control scheme. But short of that, I mean, it plays just like it did, for better or for worse. And so I started digging into that. But then what really got my attention was a full-fledged remake of the Super Nintendo game Super Mario RPG on the Switch.
You.
And what? Did you say fuck you? Why?
Yeah, I've been wanting to play that.
Oh, well, I will say that it is definitely a good time. It's a short game, as I didn't realize how short it was because I got stuck in certain spots back in the day. But boy, it is a short game. It's the one and only Square Enix Nintendo collab that was kind of stuck on the Super Nintendo for a long time. They never really re-released it. They followed it up, your Paper Marios and all the 3DS ones and all these little... But it's definitely a singular experience. It's really, really good. I really liked it. I finished it today, so it's super short. And the stuff they added was great. They added a new system where if you continued getting these perfect timed hits, it built up a meter, and then this meter let you do special attacks that were super strong, which is both good and bad because it kind of trivializes some of the later fights, which is where I would always get stuck for like 10 hours at a time. But yeah, man, that's where Bowser started to become a character in his own right, and you can really see, even in the Mario Brothers movie, how this character that they created for Bowser, who didn't really have one, in this game has evolved over the years. You had new guys, Mallow and Gino, who have never appeared in anything else, and I kind of thought when they were doing Smash Bros that they were going to at least do something with Gino and Mallow, but nothing. You play as Peach. You got a great roster of completely original villains who, again, have never appeared in anything else. Boomer, there's there's a bad guy named Boomer, bad guy named Smithy, all these like weapon-themed enemies.
Oh, I absolutely loved it when it came out on Super Nintendo. I mean, now it gets referred to as like baby's first RPG, but it was like the first RPG that balanced accessibility with like a fun story. It's not super deep. I mean, it's Nintendo and Squaresoft. I remember loving it quite a bit, and considering that all the other RPGs that were really good at that time were like Chrono Trigger and Lufia 2, games that could be very dense and accessible to people at that time. I mean, being into RPGs in the 90s as a Western gamer was kind of like a scarlet letter.
Yeah, definitely.
Now you have your Personas and your Final Fantasies, your Dragon Warriors, all of these great RPG series that have come in and out, as far as new entries of the last 20 or so years. But like 10 years ago, it was like really like until Final Fantasy VII came out, I think the only two like RPGs worth talking about on the PlayStation were Beyond the Beyond, which was worth talking about because it was like the only traditional JRPG and it was really bad. And then there was Wild Arms, which was actually pretty good.
I liked ones that kind of played with the formula. One of my favorites, and I still haven't seen a good port of it, was Parasite Eve, another Square Enix lost favorite.
Well, yes, but Parasite Eve was also after Final Fantasy VII.
Correct.
I'm kind of talking up to the early days, but yeah, Parasite Eve.
Pre-Final Fantasy VII, Valkyrie Profile maybe, or your Suikoden's. Those would probably be that era.
Suikoden. My brother actually has that somewhere still. I remember playing that and thinking that was also fantastic. Yeah, Valkyrie Profile was 99 and 2000.
Was it? I thought it was older than that. Even those were like way... Those weren't big titles, you know what I mean? Like you would say that to somebody and they go, "What?" Or
that's not Madden.
Yeah, yeah, that's not Siphon Filter or whatever.
But there were a lot of really bad, obtuse RPGs that came out in the 90s.
Sure, Wild Arms though. You're right. Wild Arms kicked ass.
Wild Arms was really fun. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII kind of changed everything. I mean, gosh, how many different ways can you say that? But yeah, that kind of really switched up a lot of things. Super Mario RPG, I'm glad it's good. It looks good. It doesn't look like the upgrade that people thought it would be. That's why I've been hearing a lot.
Well, it keeps the isometric perspective, and I think that might turn some people off, but to me, that's essentially a big part of the look of the game.
The
and so
charm,
if you change,
for sure.
Yeah, so if you change that, you're kind of changing the whole thing, and you don't want to change too much. But the sprites are updated. There's definitely a bit of a HD texture pack kind of feel to it. There's some cutscenes that they added in for certain events in the game. Some stuff that was just handled in engine originally, and then they just like, well, why don't we throw a little CG at it and make it look a little nicer? That kind of stuff. Some of the character models have been really reworked, again, to be as close as they can to the original. They really did a lot of slavish devotion to keeping it very, very close, but still looking current gen, which is a very good. I like that. It's kind of like what they did with Link's Awakening when they re-released that. And if you're going to re-release an older game like Link's Awakening or like Mario RPG, that to me is like, yeah, you keep the look as much as you can, keep what you can, and update what needs to be updated. And I think in this case they did a bang up job.
Yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there. Maybe one day I will play it. I'm amazed a Switch still costs what it does, or else I would probably.
I would say my recommendation to you is to go on Facebook Marketplace, because that's where I found mine, and someone was looking to sell it for some quick cash. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, but I've also heard horror stories of people with like their launch Switches like running like a fucking old computer and.
Yeah. That can happen, but thankfully, knock on wood, that didn't happen with this one. But yeah, I was aware of that. I'm like, well, okay, I'm rolling the dice here. But I will say that it just with the amount of titles that are coming up this year, not just Mario RPG, but just Wonder that just came out, which I've only played a little bit of because my son is obsessed and will say, no, I need the cartridge back. I'm like, okay, fine. And then some of the digital titles. I got a game called Crosscode, which was really fun. That's another old school looking RPG. But the other thing that came through as far as like media stuff this week is I finished the book that I had started before the end of the year. Jason Pargin, who wrote the John Dies at the End books.
Oh, yeah.
He has another series about a young woman named Zoe Ash. This is supposedly the third and final one of those. It's called Zoe is Too Drunk for This Dystopia.
Yes, I've heard it's really good.
It's a hoot. Yeah, big time fan. If you're not familiar with the series, it's basically this lawless area in Utah called Tabula Rasa, and this girl who grew up poor, not knowing that her dad was this famous guy who helped found the city. He dies. She finds herself in possession of not only his things, his money, but also his team of really smart people who help him out of jams. And of course, as soon as she arrives in Tabula Rasa, the troubles begin. So this one is the culmination of two different books, which was called Futuristic Violence in Fancy Suits. And the second book was Zoe Punches the Future in the Dick. And so this one, Zoe's Too Drunk for This Dystopia. It really does feel like Pargin is wrestling with a lot of stuff that he's talked about both publicly and in various Cracked articles over the years, because he was a writer for Cracked for a long time. Good book. It's a quick read. He writes in a way that has big ideas, but it puts them in these digestible little character moments. It's just fun. I'm hoping there's more Zoe Ash books coming out because it's such fertile ground for good ideas, but I get it. He wrote 4
Sure.
John Dies of the Ends books, and now he's got this series. And it's like, maybe it's time for something else.
Yeah, he's a semi-frequent guest on Behind the Bastards, so yeah.
Yes, that's true. Oh, yeah, you're getting used to hearing his voice, sure.
Yeah, he's great.
It's another one I follow on TikTok. He's a great shit poster on TikTok.
He's riffed on about how like he doesn't really understand why he has a TikTok following as a guy who's like 40.
He's good at it. I don't know why.
One last thing I've got.
Oh, yeah.
Is I did get a book for the holidays from my aunt. I got the Amber Leaf Frost book that I've been waiting years for, Dirtbag, which I've only gotten a couple chapters in so far. Might do some reading tonight. Just kind of been busy with things, but I think I'm gonna make some time for some reading. So far, I've really enjoyed it. It's very honest. Amber Leaf Frost, for people who don't know, is a long-time lefty writer and thinker, mostly associated with the podcast Chapo Trap House and the kind of like the Brooklyn, Bernie Bro stuff. And she coined the term dirtbag leftist, I believe.
Left, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she has since moved from New York City to LA, and she's out there doing stuff. She finished this book, but so far it's kind of autobiographical, but also is trying to make a point about some broader subjects. And so far the book has just been, I'm only a couple chapters in, but just her talking about like who she is, where she came from. She's from a small town in Indiana. She came from union people, and the hardships of being in the Midwest and the hardships of being an unenviable, unmiraculous part of the Midwest, which is Indiana. Indiana is, people talk shit on Kansas. Kansas is elevated above Indiana. People don't know. People show their privilege and their ignorance. They don't realize I've been in Indiana about to shit myself, and the fucking dumbasses I'm with missed the turn on the highway. And so like, the next off-ramp to do anything is another 30 miles. Sick. Cool. I'm just going to, hopefully I don't have to like stick my ass out the window, boys. Like, good job for not paying attention for the exit I told you was coming for the last 15 minutes. Anyways, that's what kind of shit goes on in Indiana. Indianapolis is a nice little town. This is one of the most ugly stadiums I've ever seen, but the people there are nice.
Yeah, Indianapolis is kind of a grim situation out there in Indianapolis. We went out there a couple of years ago with the kids, and we're like, there's nothing to do after 6 p.m. here. What the hell is going on?
I mean, that's the upper Midwest for the most part, unless you're in a place like Chicago or Milwaukee. Oh,
by the way, I'm on Goodreads, and one of the highlighted quotes is from Drill, whose book I also got for Christmas. I truly believe that if this book had not been suppressed by both the FBI and the CIA, it would have prevented 9/11. Fair enough.
That's beautiful. Yeah, it's a great book so far. I'm looking forward to finishing it. Maybe I'll actually finish a book this year or this decade. And the other thing, because I've got ADD and need constant stimulation, I've been playing a little game called The Finals. Have you heard of this, Jason?
This is new to me. What is this? The Finals?
Oh, wow. So The Finals is like the next in a long line of free-to-play multiplayer games with a battle pass, first-person shooter.
All right.
And the gist of it is that it's 2 game modes so far. There are slight variations on each other. And it's 3 teams of 3. And there's 3 different classes you can play as. You can play as a light, medium, and a heavy class. And the motif is that it is like a game show. Or like a sports show. So it's a little bit of like a non-dystopian Running Man in a sort of way. It's a little broken, and it definitely feels like they're trying to siphon money out of you. The progressing through the game without putting in cash feels really slow. The light class is broken as fuck. All of the weapons you can get are like fucking fly swatters. I have played against people who are really good playing the light class, but the narrative is the light class is broken. It sucks. But the medium class is what I've been playing as, because even though you can buy new guns and stuff like that, the default weapon for that class is an AK-47, and it's just kind of OP. It's like, wow, okay, this works.
So I'm checking out the Steam page, and it looks like there's a grappling hook and some...
Yeah, that's why I started playing as light class, because grappling hook, like maybe this will feel a little bit like
Lawbreakers, maybe, or
not Lawbreakers. The game that everyone wishes they would make a sequel to and didn't get its. Titanfall 2. The game that is better than Call of Duty, but no one remembers because it came out the same time as a Call of Duty.
I played so much Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2 is so fucking good. Goddamn, multiplayer on that game was fucking sweet tits. Anyways, light class is broken, medium class seems to be balanced. I haven't played the heavy class too much because it's a little slow and lumbering. But what's a really neat thing about the game is that the environments are destructible. There are a couple rounds I have played where people have just been setting off explosives, and entire buildings with dozens of rooms in them have just been reduced to a bunch of weird geometry and rubble. And I'm like, this is actually kind of neat, because it does change how you go about certain things. If like, well, this building, now this entire half of it's blown off, so now I got to think about protecting the objective with that going on now. And it's good for playing, like, if you just want to play like a half hour.
Okay.
But I've enjoyed it. I hope that it gets better. I don't see myself really playing it for more than maybe a couple more weeks on and off. But just as something like over the holiday break, kind of keep myself entertained.
Oh, sure.
Between like cleaning and working on other stuff. It was fun. And I guess I should say something about this because I kept referring to it in a couple other episodes. We did go see Zed's Dead. I did cover it for the Arts STL. I think I'm getting too old for this shit.
Oh, no.
Well,
what happened?
Man, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where it's like I'm getting a little old, and I don't think I'm as old as sometimes people perceive me, particularly at things like shows.
Okay.
So I feel pretty young at heart. Like how I feel in some respects now, I'm like on the other side of 35, isn't too different than how I felt in my early 20s.
Right.
But like I was like telling my girlfriend, like I've gone to Andrew Jackson Jihad shows and had like fucking Zoomers look at me like, why the fuck's this guy here? And it's like, excuse me.
Right.
I knew about them before I was your age. And also, I'm friends with I always be like, I'm friends with the band. That guy. And guess what? We are about the same. I'm about the same age as these dudes. So I was told when I got approval for the show that I would get to shoot from behind the barricade, the entire set, and shoot from the room. And I'm like, oh, beautiful. That's amazing. But the venue that was at the factory, it's got a relatively low stage for its size. And so the lasers would be like at eye height for anyone photographing. So it's like, well, I don't want to like burn out the sensor on my camera, and I also don't want to be blinded.
I was gonna say, lasers in your eyes, like you're at a Yuga Labs thing. Yeah.
Which, the thing is too, I'm like thinking like, okay, well, what about the people in the front row?
Right.
Anyways, trying to think about that too much. And I actually that thought came into my head, but because I have photos, so I just had to shoot from the room. And I got my girlfriend with me, and she doesn't want to be staying by herself all the time, particularly when people are being really extra and weird, even though she has a lot more experience with these kind of shows than I do. And she was like making comments afterwards, like, because I was like saying stuff like, why are all these young girls like wearing like these shawls and like wearing sunglasses in a dark room? And she's like, oh, because they don't understand that like EDM fashion is like what you wear when you're at like a festival in the fucking desert and not in like a fucking big cement room in the Midwest in December. So people were like dressed like they were like they were at Coachella. And not dressed like fashion dress, but dressed like functional fashion. Like people were wearing drug rugs and like bucket hats and Jesus. I'm like in sunglasses, and like they were dressed like they were going like camping or something, hippie camping. Yeah. Like I said, I feel like I'm just getting too old for this shit, and trying to photograph a nearly sold out EDM show in a 3,200 cap room when it's this fucking big of a dance floor, it's this fucking wide, it's just a gargantuan task, really exhausting. And I obviously like had the stuff with like putting down the family dog, like not even 24 hours before. Like it was a fun show. Like it was just like a date night for me and my girlfriend. I think we would have had a blast, but like trying to observe it, document it was a really exhausting task, even though Zed's Dead were really cool. And the people there were super fucking friendly. I don't want to like talk too much shit, because a lot of people were like coming up to me and my girlfriend, be like, oh, you take photos? Dude, that's so fucking cool. I fucking fist bumped so many dudes. And I'm like, sick. Like, this is fun. Like, that stuff I love, because like the vibe can be really fun. And, no one was trying to give me like a Molly back rub or anything. But like, I'm waiting. I got deep into the crowd right before Zed's Dead. And this guy comes up to me. He's got to be probably like 21, a punchable face, absolutely punchable face. And he just goes, what's up, dude? You wearing a mask? You got COVID, bro? I'm just like, the fuck? And he's like, you're so fucking stupid for wearing a mask, bro. And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's a common courtesy to people.
Yeah.
He's trying to like argue that like, well, it doesn't really protect you. And I'm like, yeah, but like, it's kind of at least saying like I'm not an asshole. And not implying that people that aren't wearing a mask are an asshole. I can make an argument that maybe some people are, but like, it does seem a little weird with transmission levels the way they are, that I didn't see people wearing more masks at this show.
Yeah.
And guess what? There were people that were wearing masks, and guess what? They were making it fashion. They were serving mother, serving daddy, whatever. Like, there were people that were wearing masks, and it fucking was a part of the outfit. It worked.
Yeah.
Like that just kind of was, after just a long day, like
Right.
having to deal with that guy. And there was a couple other people that came up to me before their set and like were talking about wearing a mask. And I'm like, yeah, this one girl came to me like, oh, you're really smart for wearing the mask. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I had a couple of years ago and it kicked my ass. So I'm just erring on the side of caution. And she just goes, cool. I'm like, so why'd you fucking talk to me if you're just going to be an asshole?
Yeah, people are
That
weird,
was kind of the
yeah.
thing that was like, I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to get my foes and just, anyways.
So, Brian, it's about time the show where we tell people where to find us online. Since you were just talking about photos that you were taking for a certain publication, why don't you go ahead and tell us where you can?
Yeah, I was taking them for the artsstl.com, the last only good website for media in St. Louis. Our former Village Voice publications, our Herald Union newspaper have been dropping the ball. Mm-hmm. Like some people drop the soap in jail. Oh.
Where else could they find you on the web there, brother?
Yeah, go to the Arts STL, check that shit out. People are putting up their best and worst of 2023 up there. I fortunately didn't have anything this year because I've just been all over the place. You can check me out. If people want to send me death threats on social media, you can find me on Threads, on Blue Sky, on Twitter, on Instagram at ishotgeetybor.com. Or ishotgeetybor.com will redirect you, believe it or not, to my current website, amusicphotographer.com.
Very nice.
And if you want to check out my photography portfolio, it's assholemusicphotographer.com. And Jason, if they want to tell you you've got a weird-looking bean-shaped penis, where can they find you?
Well, definitely don't search my name in the Epstein files, but you can find me online. Various places as Videocrime, VIDEOCRIME. That is going to be Twitter. I'm on Threads. God knows why. You can find me various other places, Videocrime, with the exception of Instagram and TikTok. There I am, Laser Goose CEO. You can find me on Substack. That's golfwolfmagazine.substack.com. I know I talked about having a new article out, but I'm having a hard time writing it. It's going to come together, promise. Be there soon. But you can subscribe now and then get it in your inbox later. And then you can also find me at the recently finished Season 1. That is submitted for the approval of the Midnight Pals. That is a audio drama podcast where I play a fictionalized version of Stephen King. It's a bunch of horror authors, past and present, living and dead, gathered around a campfire telling stories. Season 1 just wrapped. It's 8 episodes, pretty short, pretty quick little thing to kind of get through. Kind of a neat little treat if you're looking for something to listen to and you want to hear the silky sounds of my voice. That is midnightpals.simplecast.com. You can get in contact with the show in a number of ways. My favorite one is giving us a call, 314-246-9766. Or if you'd like to spell with your telephone, that's 314-AHOY POO. If you want to shoot us an email, you don't feel comfortable talking on the phone for whatever reason, that's Jason at 48minutesofdogsbarking.com, Brian with a Y at 48minutesdogsbarking.com, and support the show, patreon.com/48minutesofdogs. Special shout out, by the way, to the lone Patreon supporter right now, a gentleman who simply goes by the name Poo in the Loo. Don't know who they are, and you know what? I would rather they remain anonymous. I don't need to know who you are, Poo in the Loo, but I'm glad you're listening. Well, that about does it for the program. As we always say at this time, namaste and good luck. Bye-bye.
Eat the knife.
Eat the knife.